As you begin to relax, let yourself settle into a comfortable rhythm, breathing in and breathing out, allowing your mind to wander gently. It may drift to a time when you felt a quiet curiosity, or maybe a moment of feeling at ease, knowing that in the presence of others, there's a growing confidence, a feeling of connection, like a gentle warmth spreading. Isn't it fascinating how that comfort can grow, just as you realize you've always been able to see people in new ways? As you listen to my words, you may find each sound guides you, perhaps bringing to mind the texture of each new experience as a colour or a feeling, or maybe even a sound. How each new encounter with a person, place or idea becomes a small doorway, an invitation to see the world from a broader perspective. And yes, knowing, even if you step through, you can always return to that familiar, but you're also free to explore those new landscapes with a growing sense of excitement. Have you ever noticed how, when you find yourself in an unfamiliar place, there's a moment when your senses come alive, hearing sounds differently, noticing textures you might have overlooked. And from that place, you can draw strength, allowing yourself to settle even deeper into the experience of life's vibrant potential, with the knowing every new place is simply a fresh canvas, ready to receive your unique presence. As you think of those encounters, as you look into the faces of others, you might sense each person, just like you, is also feeling and learning, curious and discovering, and maybe even sometimes feeling uncertain, just like you, capable of growth and connection. Seeing them in that way opens a sense of kinship, doesn't it? As you begin to notice the same richness in yourself, that you're creating a life of connections with each small step, and that others are stepping towards you with their own hopes and dreams. And as you continue to settle deeper, knowing that every emotion, even joy, is a natural flow, like waves lapping against the shore. It's all part of the rhythm, and you're free to enjoy those moments without needing to hold on to them. Just as you're free to learn to let them pass, because the joy of the present moment enriches you, just as a beautiful memory does. And you can hold it lightly in your heart, savouring it fully, knowing that joy can be a gift that you give to yourself again and again, without worry or fear. And you may already know deeply that social interactions, they're part of the path that you walk. That each conversation brings you insights, even those that seem brief or ordinary. So as you allow this openness, as you give yourself the chance to connect, you might just begin to realise that every smile, every word, every simple moment of connection is one more step in building the relationship that supports and strengthens you. For you've always had the choice to grow, to be curious, and to embrace the unfolding journey of your life. And just as you're here now, it's good to remember that all the beliefs, these empowering ways of seeing the world, they're quietly, steadily becoming part of you. As each word I've shared becomes part of the new outlook you carried forward. And you'll notice with each day how these new perspectives support you, seeing people as allies, each place as an adventure, each connection as an enriching part of your experience. And this is your gift, your strength, your path to walk confidently. So take a deep breath and let yourself simply settle, knowing this moment is for you, allowing your mind to open, to explore. Isn't it curious how some old beliefs seem solid at first, and then, as you begin to look closer, they start to feel more like habits, patterns that once seen can so easily be changed. You know, sometimes the mind holds on to things because it thinks it's protecting you. And once, long ago, that may have been true, but things change, don't they? Sometimes when you look at familiar fear, maybe it's fear of meeting someone new, or stepping into an unfamiliar place, it's interesting to notice it only takes a simple shift to realize every person is different. Every new place holds its own surprise. And as you relax, you might let yourself imagine. What if the next stranger you meet is a friend waiting to happen? What if every new place is an adventure waiting to reveal its gifts to you? And isn't it true that people tend to mirror what you bring them? Like when you greet someone with a genuine smile, they often feel that warmth and respond in kind. That's the magic of connection, of knowing that each interaction can be whatever you choose to make it. You can decide to approach with openness, with curiosity. As you let that thought settle, you might find any fear that you used to feel begins to shift, fading as you realize that this openness is within your power, and that it changes the way people respond to you in ways you hadn't even expected. And what about the unexpected or uncertainty? Isn't it funny how the mind loves to fill the blanks? Sometimes with ideas that make you hesitate, when in reality those unknowns hold such a wealth of possibilities. Think about this. Each time something unexpected happens, you've already proven you've found a way to handle it, adapt, grow. So the next time you notice the old habits of fear, uncertainty, you might realize that every unexpected turn is simply your chance to surprise yourself, to discover new strengths, as you let yourself accept, even welcome a little unpredictability. Isn't it interesting, too, how people often worry about what others think? Maybe you've had a moment like that too, where a small voice worries, what if I'm judged? But what if the real question is, how would you like to define yourself? Isn't it true that your worth, your value, comes from within? And just as you find your value in yourself, others begin to see it in you as well. As though your confidence shines a little brighter each time you recognize it and imagine. What if each judgment from others is just their own perspective, one small piece of the puzzle? Yet you are the whole picture, and you decide who you are, how you see yourself, and that power is always yours. Now as you continue to relax, maybe there's an old belief that experiencing joy might bring pain. And as you notice it, allow it to loosen and let it drift away, while you consider a new belief, one that sees joy as a gift, a source of energy that fills you up, helps you shine. And this time, notice the joy as it flows. Feel it as a warmth, or maybe a golden light inside you, and realize it's not something to hold back or fear, but something to celebrate, because every moment of joy is a chance to renew yourself, to energize, to recharge, knowing that whatever follows, you have the strength to meet it. And then, just that old belief that socializing isn't worth it. Have you ever thought about that language? What does worth it mean? Anyway, if you look at every single encounter as a chance to learn, to grow, to connect, then worth becomes something more meaningful. Imagine each conversation as an exchange of energies, ideas, emotions, something that adds to your life. You might even find yourself appreciating those interactions that you once avoided, seeing them instead as part of your personal journey, to connect, to discover, to become more of yourself each time. And now just let yourself drift, as you imagine how these new beliefs begin to settle inside you, taking root, growing stronger, each time you think of them. Maybe you feel the shift as a sense of clarity, maybe a warmth, or a feeling of curiosity. You'll notice how each day these new perspectives come to mind more easily, naturally, because that is how change works. It becomes part of you, supporting you as you continue forward. So each time you encounter something new, whether it's meeting someone or stepping into a new place, you may find yourself naturally responding with openness, with curiosity, and with an ease that feels right. Because these are your new choices, ready for you whenever you want them. And from now on, every time you think of these old fears, you'll notice something has changed. They no longer have that grip they once had. You can simply notice them, let them go, and choose the belief that brings you strength, clarity, connection, and joy. So let this experience, these new beliefs, deepen within you, becoming part of the way you move through life, with confidence, knowing that you are free to create in each moment in your own unique way. So as you're here now, finding your breath and allowing yourself to relax, you might begin to wonder about those beliefs, those old fears that you carried. And maybe they've felt heavy, like they've been around forever. But as you're sitting here, maybe you're starting to realize those thoughts, they're only one way of looking at things. In fact, there's so many other ways to see them. Ways that are lighter, easier, even exciting. As we explore together, you may find that those other ways, new perspectives, they're far more powerful than anything that's held you back before. You see, a lot of people have this belief that meeting new people is intimidating or risky. But what if that's just an old story? A habit of thinking that no longer fits? What if instead you're the kind of person who finds curiosity in every stranger, each new person, a new mind, a new experience? And isn't it true? The more you allow yourself to approach people with curiosity, you're likely to find that they respond with warmth. Imagine approaching a stranger and instead of fear, imagine a genuine interest in discovering something unique about them. Try this out in your mind now. Think about the last person you felt uneasy meeting and shift the lens. What do you notice about them when you simply ask curiously, how does your body feel? Can you feel that sense of openness expanding right there in your chest, in your heart, knowing every single new person is just as human as you, just as curious, just as ready to connect if you invite them? And then there's this thing about new places. Have you ever noticed how, as a child, everything is new, uncertain, and yet exciting? Remember what that felt like, to explore a new room, a new park, a new friend's house. It was a pure adventure. So what if every new place, every new experience, it's really just an invitation to rediscover that childlike sense of wonder? Because when you look at it that way, uncertainty isn't dangerous, it's pure possibility. I wonder what it would feel like if you could embrace that sense of adventure again. Picture yourself walking into a new place, letting that familiar excitement build, like you're about to uncover something wonderful. And it's curious, isn't it, that as you imagine this now, uncertainty becomes less of a question mark and more of an exclamation point. Imagine that feeling, like a light turning on, like doors opening, like freedom itself. And you might even notice that you've had the capacity all along, just waiting for you to step forward. Now, a lot of people get caught up in this fear of judgment. They think, what if others don't like what they see? But whose voice is that, really? Because the truth is, you're the only one who knows the whole story, your story. And what if you could step back, see yourself through your own eyes with compassion, and really feel your own worth? Try that on for a moment, as though you're the one giving yourself all the credit you deserve. And notice, when you're filled with a sense of worth, how it changes the way others see you. When you hold yourself with value, isn't it true that people feel that too? Now picture those times when you've felt judged or rejected. Notice where those images sit in your mind. That you do that. What if you simply move them aside, change the size, made them smaller, maybe drained out the colour until they're only shadows of what they were? Now bring in a memory of a time when you felt truly appreciated, respected. Make it larger, brighter, and bring it closer. Let that memory fill up your awareness until it's the most vivid thing that you see. And as you hold that feeling of being valued, notice how it feels in your body. How you can bring that with you everywhere that you go. You know, some people are thought to be afraid of happiness, as though you might be dangerous. But let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that real joy? The kind that's honest and true. It doesn't leave you in fear. It doesn't come with strings attached. In fact, when you allow yourself to experience true happiness, it strengthens you. It builds you up from the inside out. It's like a fuel, isn't it? So what if you could allow yourself to feel that joy? To really soak it in. Trusting it's simply there to enrich your life, just as it is. Go ahead now. Bring to mind a memory of pure joy. Feel that happiness rising up in you, warm and bright. Notice the sensation, as though it's filling up every part of you. And know that joy is yours. It doesn't belong to your past. And it's not bound by any conditions. Imagine carrying that joy forward, letting it radiate, knowing that you're stronger because of it. That's right. It's a part of you, and it's here to stay. And then there's this idea that socializing might not be worth the effort. Now, whose standards are those? Because the truth is, you're not there to perform or to win approval. You're simply there to share yourself, to learn, to grow. And that is always worth it, isn't it? Think about this. Every conversation that you have is an exchange, a learning experience, a chance to share something real. You bring a gift just by being there. And that is a gift only you can give. So imagine each interaction as a discovery. Picture yourself in a social setting, feeling completely at ease, free of expectations, just being you. Each word, each smile, each moment, it's like a step on your journey of connecting, learning and simply enjoying the experience. And I wonder how differently things will feel when you allow the thought to settle, knowing every connection adds something valuable to your life. So now, let's anchor all of this. These new ideas, these new perspectives settle in. And as you listen, just allow your mind to notice how easily these empowering beliefs can become a part of you, as though they've always been there, waiting for you to rediscover them. Because from now on, each time you meet someone new, each time you walk into a new place, you'll feel that familiar openness, that sense of curiosity, like a door has opened inside you. And the more you allow yourself to feel that sense of worth, that warmth of joy, that openness to new places and people, the more it grows and becomes your natural way of being. So that any old thoughts, any shadows of fear and worry, they simply drift away. They've no place here anymore. They're just remnants of things that no longer serve you. And as you breathe in, you can feel the strength, this confidence rising in you, like a steady flame, knowing that you're free in every way, to choose joy, to choose connection, and to choose the beliefs that support you. And every time you take a step forward from this moment on, with all these new beliefs, you'll find each experience adds to this freedom, this openness. And even now, a part of you knows that this exchange has already begun, ready to support you in every interaction, in every place, and in every choice that you make.